Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome to a best of 5 between Rainer and MaxPax's, the Danish Crown Prince versus the Italian stallion himself from the Wardy TV June Invitational, the Grand Finals. Rainer has been playing a lot of online stuff as of late, which is rare because there's, first of all, a lot of the Zerg players don't like playing the online stuff. And then Rainer in particular, I think, has not been very active when it comes to playing online tournaments. He's a big fan of the offline stuff, the bigger events as well, but usually he just, doesn't show up for every little thing. MaxPax's on the other end, of course, one of the players that, he'd show up for the opening of an envelope. All right, if there's $5 to make in a tournament, he's freaking there. He's playing. Pretty sure he does it for free as well. He just loves the competition. He's playing 7 cups every single day. This guy plays 24/7 on the ladder or in tournaments. So the different types of players. Rainer a bit more reserved when it comes to in which type of tournaments he competes. Now, as a result, I think we see MaxPax's with a style that usually has been a bit more figured out, or at least more people are aware of. And Rainer flying a bit under the radar, perhaps. A little bit more under the radar. Stargate coming out first here of MaxPax's. That is not that weird. He opened it with a hatch block as well. So that means that these hatches are not very close. Queens can't easily defend everything as a creature gets thrown down here from the main to the natural. And the Adept shows up as well. Let's see what MaxPax's is going to be capable of doing here. He's going to run in. He's going to try to get a little bit of damage over here. That's 1 shot. That's 2 shots. And that's going to be it. Second Adept now shows up as well. This Adept's taken a serious beating, by the way. A very serious beating on that Adept. Second bad boy shows up. Let's take a look at how he's going to juggle this. See, MaxPax's just kind of coming in from 2 sides. Oh, he's going to move in between the bases. See if we can maybe have a go at the main base over here. 6 more links on the way. It's going to bring the total produced links up to 12, which is a pretty decent number if I'm being real honest. These 2 Adepts are just going to shade back, or at least walk back home. Second gate on the way as well. And a third Nexus will be coming up relatively soon. Ooh, it's going to be pre-second Oracle, pre-third Pylon. This is very rare. MaxPax's actually would love to lose these Adepts right now, I think. Or at least trade them out for something. Like, he doesn't just want to straight up lose them, but he's going to be supply blocked. I think he might have just forgotten about the third Pylon altogether. Yep, there we go. He's going to throw it down here right now. Does not have a second Oracle. Hasn't started yet. It is in production though, so this is a huge blunder here in the early game out of MaxPax's. He probably thought he had a third Pylon, but it wasn't there. Loses the double Adept. Instantly starts that next Oracle and can get his probes to continue building as well. But 2 links here are going to snipe a single worker. Surround is gonna occur, and it means that the 2 links will end up dying, but still decent trade there. A bit of mining time as well as a worker for 2 links. That's exactly what you want as a Zerg player. Links are now gonna try to go for the surround here on this Adept. Not going to succeed, and as a result they will piss off over here. Twilight Council comes down. This is relatively late for a Twilight Council. 4 minutes and about 20 seconds. No forges here with it. And an Evo Chamber is going to start. This Evo Chamber is out of position. So if its goal is to make a full wall, another building will need to be placed behind all of this. Just so that we're all on the same page over here. Roach Warren is going to come down in the wall as well. I mean, this has been a weird start out of MaxPax's. With that... with that initial supply block. Hasn't really been capable of dealing a whole lot of damage either, so... Yeah, not entirely what he wished for, I think. Not entirely what he wished for. Double Adept now coming from the top side. Let's see what they can actually do here, as this Oracle is angling for a drone or 2. It's gonna catch just the 1. The Shade is gonna finish up. That's -1 drone, that's -2 drones. That's gonna be it. This drone managed to escape because MaxPax's wasn't paying attention there quite yet. Lairs what? 5 minutes, 10 seconds into the game. You have chronos on both the +1 and the blink. That makes me believe that MaxPax's actually wants to go for a serious blink move out. So we've seen someone like Classic over the past few weeks kind of go into this style where they'll get the blink, they'll get the forge, but they're not chrono boosting it. And instead rushing into a very fast Templar archive. So really a different type of setup in my mind. So what he wants to do. This run-by is coming in here out of Rainer, and that's going to cause quite a bit of chaos into the third base. We get a Stalker Warp in. I like the positioning of that. If there was one Stalker Warp in over here, it would have been even better. Could have perhaps locked in all of those links. Then the Oracle comes back home and boom, you're freaking cooking. You're absolutely cooking. Double gases, 6 minutes into the game. This is also not very fast. Everything that MaxPax's is doing here is not that quick. It is just kind of slow, if I'm being real honest. We're going to get an Infestation Pit as well as a Hydra then out of Rainer, who's still working off of just 4 gases and 60 drones. 50 links are out on the map. Has the 4 queens that have been pulled forward. Total of 6 queens over here. And here we go. Links without +1 still. Stasis Ward is going to get triggered. Really do believe Rainer needs to be a bit more careful here. Does not want to be moving off creep that far. I also find that he probably should be capable of pushing this back at some point in the near future. MaxPax's is doing a good job with the Stasis Ward, with the general movement, but +1 melee finishes up, and that really should be the end of this battle. This should be the end of this battle and the start of a new chapter in Rainer's life, where he can maybe take some gases on the 4th base, probably throw down a hatchery as well over on the 5th. Like, all of that type of stuff is going to be brilliant for him, in my mind. We have muscular augments as well coming in. Not a single Hydra is out quite yet, so he's first focusing on getting a higher drone count, and now we see a couple of Hydras being added into the mix. So, yeah, curious little start here out of MaxPax's. Don't think he managed to quite deal the damage that he wanted to deal. See, he's transitioning into Storm, extra gateways. We have the robotics facility on the way as well. And he's now trying to set up a 4th base. But links are nearby, and that 4th base is going to be hell to get down. Stalker's not in position to deal with it. If these links actually go in right now, which is probably what they should be doing, this 4th base is absolute freaking toast. Okay, here we go. Stalker's already moving a little bit to that left side. We have an army. But that army is not going to be good enough here to clear all of those links. MaxPax's could blink on top of this. Like, you blink over here, maybe you wall it off a bit more. It's not going to happen. 155 supply to 115. So we have 2 more gases on the way as well. The 5th hatchery is going to start here soon. There we go. Seismic spines. So it's going to be a lurker plus adrenal glands. Now, the moment you see the adrenal glands start for the Zerg, you know they're not aiming for a kill move. Okay? The lurker attacks often are intended as kill moves, pretty much as a hive tech all-in, saying, hey, if I can move across the map with 9, 10, 11, 12 lurkers, and I'll kill you, you're dead. That's good for me. However, if you don't kill them and you don't have any upgrades behind it, no extra melee upgrades or no extra range upgrade, no adrenal glands, then the rest of the game will become very difficult. So Rainer here is actually focusing very heavily onto those ling upgrades. He is +2 melee, adrenal glands. Yes, he's getting the lurkers, but he's not really upgrading them. There's no range upgrades whatsoever. There's no carapace upgrades either. So a lot of this game is going to rely on links being capable of getting in there, dealing a lot of damage, as we get a pretty decent surround here on top of this army. Lurkers now going to be moving in forward, but Stasis Wards are going to be helping out. Stormers are going to get caught here by the lurkers, and every single High Templar is going to end up falling. This was a push out without extra gases here on the 4th base, by the way, and that means that Rainer, despite not perhaps intending to kill his opponent, might have accidentally killed his opponent, which, I mean, it's a happy little accident, unless you're MaxPax, because you're freaking dead right now. Still has the ability to knock down this cooling tower, create a full wall over here, temporarily at least, as the lurkers behind this wall now are shooting big time already. Adrenal glands has finished up. These links are going to be a bit more effective than they were just before, and GG gets called. Rainer wins game number 1. Game number 2 will be played over here on ley lines, as we have MaxPax's once more opening up with that Stargate. Instant speed coming out of Rainer as well. Just a very interesting game. It felt like MaxPax's was kind of aimless that entire game. Bad start with the supply block, and then eventually walks across the map and pretty much just gets absolutely... He gets butchered, man. What can I say? He gets freaking butchered over there. We have a non-chrono boost on this Adept, and thus we're going to go for a... I was going to say we're going to go for a 30 hatch, but it's going to be a 32 hatch anyway. 2 extra drones before the hatch goes down. Lovely to see. A little bit of extra mining as the Adept is... What are you doing, little buddy? Uh-oh, you're out of position. That's what you're doing. Adept now is going to need to run back. So Rainer's going to get the full confirmation as to what is kicking off. Well, the full confirmation. He's going to see that there's a Stargate, which against MaxPax really is not that big of a, it's not that big of a tell if you ask me. It's not that big of a reveal. He's like, oh, he does it again. It's like going to a Taylor Swift concert and then being surprised that Taylor Swift is singing. He's like, whoa, no way. 400 euros for this? That's a great deal. That was genuine excitement, by the way. It's not sarcasm. And I bet if you want to go to a Taylor Swift concert and she's there singing, that's gonna make your day. Just like if you're playing against MaxPax and you're scouting, it's not gonna be surprising that there's going to be a Stargate there. The one problem with those early scouts is that they don't reveal a lot about the game plan. Like MaxPax could have 17 different follow-ups over here. Well, not 17, but he could have a decent amount of follow-ups behind this. Quite a few, actually, yeah. And it could be Fleet Beacon into Tempest. It could be Twilight Counselor into Glaive. It could be Robo. Oh, MaxPax. Oh. I love this. Robo into Twilight. Single Oracle. That means, my dear friends, that this is going to be an Archon drop. And boy, do I love Archon drops. Archon drops are a thing that was very, very popular about 10 years ago. Like, we saw it a lot. Like in 2018, which is not 10 years ago, but 7 years ago. 2018, this build was so popular. Archon drop into Zealots, and we charge, and boom, 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 we go in. But Zerg early games have gotten so good that you weren't really dealing any damage anymore. So now what Protoss players have started doing, specifically Christianer started this, he would go for an Archon drop without any Zealot stuff and just pump Immortals behind it like a madman. Very, very strong. This build in particular is good against fast +1 melee stuff, because when you're opening up with melee, you kind of want to build a lot of links. But against Archon drop, building a lot of links isn't that useful. It actually kind of sucks, if I'm being real honest. It just sucks. It sucks. It sucks to have to build links against Archons. You ideally want some roaches out. So we're going to have to wait and see how Rainer's going to deal with all of this. We have the extra gateways out. We have the Templar Archives here as well. 4 Templar now are being warped in. I don't quite know where they're being warped. Oh, there we go. There they're being warped in. 5 minutes and 30 seconds into the game. And we're going to wait and see what MaxPax is going to be capable of achieving over here with this Prism. It has not been spotted quite yet. This fort base could be in some problems. It could be in some trouble. We're going to go charge before Storm. I actually love getting Storm instantly with this build, so you're a bit safer against Roach Alliance as well. Storm, Immortals, and then charge, I think. Like, charge is like the last piece of the puzzle that you really need to add. It's nice to have, but it's not as important defensively for a lot of the scenarios that usually kind of unfold in these types of games. So here comes the Archon drop. And you don't need to deal a lot of damage, okay? This is not a build where if you don't kill 15 workers, you're dead. It's like, no, it's more like if you don't lose your Archons and you deny a little bit of mining time, you're going to be in a pretty darn fine position majority of the time. So I am completely okay with all of this. Now, what should MaxPax be looking for? MaxPax should be looking for fort bases, drone counts, unit production, because he needs to know whether he's being Roach Alliant, whether he's being Roach Hydra Alliant, whether he's being Murat, or if his opponent is building 85 drones and going into some long con pretty much, something else, I don't know, like a Hydra lurker type of stuff. Like, there's a lot of options on the table here, and it is vital that MaxPax figures out what the hell is going on. So seeing these roaches pop, which is what he's about to see, I'm not sure if he's paying attention now. Oh, he's not paying attention. Look at that. Oh, he's checking too late. MaxPax, we're checking too late. He's building a cannon in the main base. I like this. Oh, now he sees the roach. He's like, hey, roaches. The roach generally is a unit that doesn't get used in macro games very much. It's because it loses against everything. It's bad against Immortals. It kind of blows against Storm as well. Okay, here we go. We have a defensive battle with Storm complete, 2 Robos pumping Immortals at a high pace. This is actually very freaking exciting to me. This is very exciting. We have a couple of stasis wards. We're in the first person right now of MaxPax, seeing what he's up to. Archons perhaps should pull a little bit further to the back over here. Oh, a couple of decent zoning storms. Good damage as well. The queens are gonna drop and 1 Archon goes down. big stasis though hitting. I think Raynor is not just in a world of trouble. I think his entire world is trouble. So he is in a world of trouble. But there's nothing good either. You know, if you say he's in a world of trouble, it could be in a world of trouble, but maybe there's still some good stuff. But this all blows big time, my friends. Zealot run-by comes in as well. It's going to kill 6 drones over here. So MaxPax's is up in workers. He is going to be up in upgrades. And his army quality is phenomenal. Unless he dances in a couple of those vials, I think he's going to be in a great spot over here. 3 Zealot run-bys going to be hitting the 3rd base as well. And we have 4 Templar. 4 Templar, a couple with Storm. 9 drones have gone down. We now see 8 more drones on the way, as well as the range upgrades coming in. So it's obvious to me that Raynor is transitioning. And what's more, it's obvious to MaxPax. MaxPax is already adding in a 4th base. He's still pumping more Immortals. He's going to be going up to 10 soon. We're 9 minutes into the game. He's going to have 10 freaking Immortals. Tunneling Claws is coming in, so Raynor's probably planning on doing some cool harassment with roaches, but first of all, harassment is never cool, guys. And second of all, there's like freaking 50 cannons everywhere. It's like, oh, he makes it through the gate, cannon over here, cannon over here. Oh, he gets into the main base. Oh, never mind, cannon over there. It's like, there's legitimately cannons everywhere. The power of Tunneling Claws is that you can get into positions where your opponent doesn't expect you. You pop out from underground in like 7 different locations and you kill 12 workers in 3 seconds. Like, that is a pretty big deal. But if there's cannons everywhere, it just becomes way more transparent. It becomes way more transparent. And right now, MaxPax is just in a great spot. He has the Prism still alive, which is a big deal. He has this 4th base up. He has a Zealot run-by setup as well, which I absolutely love. So he has pretty much 3 angles that he's working with right now. This is the Zealot run-by angle, the main army attack, this main army is absolutely busted, by the way. Oh, actually, it's 4 angles. Another Zealot run-by. So 2 Zealot run-bys and a potential Prism into the main. Like, good luck dealing with that, my dear friend. If your army consists of pure Roach Ravager, it's going to be a real freaking struggle. +2 isn't quite done yet, but I mean, there's also no tech units that aren't Ravagers. Like, all of this entire army is still hatchery tech. Ravagers are hatchery tech. Doesn't look like it because that unit is absolutely insane, but yes, it is. It is absolutely hatchery tech. Where's the Oracle, by the way? Has it died? No, it's still here, so you can still get a Revelation on top of this army. Makes it easier to micro against with the Storms as well. And here we go. He's moving in forward. Zealot's now hitting 2 bases at the same time. I mean, the micro out of MaxPax is always good. He is so good at this type of multitasking as well. It does get hit by a bile there a single time. Prism is going to try to sneak by. Queens were not paying attention. And that does mean that we're going to get the sneak by towards the 4th base at least, I think. We have a couple of Storms still remaining for zoning action. 16 more Roaches on the way. We still have 10 Immortals though with the +2 upgrades. And despite a couple of these biles now starting to land, the Zealot in the natural is still active. We get a warp into the main base as well. We have a double drop that managed to hit the main here. Immortals are going to clean that up eventually. Good multitasking out of Raynor. He's trying to make the best out of a god-awful situation. But honestly, the best out of this situation is leaving right now. So that's what's going to happen as MaxPax takes game number 2. Really neat gameplay out of MaxPax there. He pretty much did everything perfect with that build order. Like, the scouting was very stellar. The execution, the defensive execution, the responses. I think it was pretty much perfect, is what I want to say, when it comes to defending this type of stuff. And then the follow-up as well. Like, it is possible to get into good positions against high-level players. Like, I think even someone that is like 700-800 MMR below Raynor would be capable of every, let's say 15 games is going to get a very good position or just a good position. However, finishing that position can be so hard. Like, translating that, converting that into a straight up win, I think is freaking crazy. And the way that MaxPax did it was just so professional, It's like, this is so simple. Just set up like 3 different run-bys. We have the main army, and we're still messing with the queens in the main base with the Prism, and then eventually get a warp in there as well. It's like, all right, that was freaking sick. Like, no need to show off anymore, Max. We got it. You're good at StarCraft, all right? Raynor over here is going to be taking the base once more over on the 3rd base location, and opens up with the double queen start. I wonder if he regrets playing that build. I think this type of roach attack it can work, but I feel like you need to create a bit more chaos earlier. And it's very hard to create chaos against Archon drops, unless maybe like you can do a Ling run by onto his third or something like that. And you can clear a couple of units early on. Maybe the battery isn't entirely finished yet. Like you need something. You can't just... I think the way that it happened now, it's too clear for MaxPax's what needs to happen, right? He's like, okay, I scout this. I can have a very straightforward defense, a cannon in every single base, a bunch of extra cannons on my third, and then I just micro my Templar Immortal army at a very high level, and hopefully this is going to be fine. So let's take a look at what he's going to do this time. We have that Stargate. Could maybe open up with something different here. Void Ray, for example. Yep, there we go. Void Ray. It kind of feels like MaxPax's wants to mix certain things in here. Like just for the sake of some diversity, and I don't mind it. I think it's generally good to have a big amount of builds that you can play, a big toolbox. So far, all the tools in that toolbox have been used fairly well. Void Ray into Oracle. Okay. Now, this is the most common way to go with the Oracle, or with the Void Ray nowadays. So what you do is you fly it across, you kill one, maybe 2 Overlords, and then you go home. It's kind of like cleanup duty. You know there's going to be an Overlord here, but that one is free, you know? It's like these are your long shots, pretty much. You know, you're in a bar, you're trying to hit someone up. You know, like these are the ones that are like, oh, it's difficult. You know, you send the drink over and they throw the drink back in your face. But at the end of the day, you always have this Overlord, you know? This is the Overlord, I don't know, is your ex that lives nearby. You can text them and then they'll come over and, you know, have a good time. But it's like, this is the safe bet, you know? Like at the start of the night, you're not going to go to this Overlord and be like, hey, do you mind if I prismatically align you? And like, yeah, for sure. You know, that yes is still there even at 3 a.m. Okay? So you just take the long shots first. And he actually did get that. He got the 1 kill for free. This guy's just going to die to the Stalker. Oracle's gonna move back home. This guy, what are you doing? Oh, look at that! Overlord number 2. Beautiful stuff. So might even get a drone here. Hell yeah. And this Void Ray is dealing more damage than I usually do with my Oracles. And Oracles are supposed to be the harassing unit. So quite a bit of damage here. The Rainer's not gonna love that. Evo Chamber also got spotted. So, oh, this is... I wonder if this is a response to the Evo Chamber. So against an Evo Chamber, if you see it, you don't really want to build Blink Stalkers. Why don't you want to build Blink Stalkers? Because Blink Stalkers freaking suck against Zerglings with +1. What you want is Charge Lock. And that's exactly what he's doing here. He's going to get Charge Lock. He's throwing down the Templar Archives as well. We have the Robo in the mix too. And he's going to go for a 6-gate Charge Lock Archon attack. Now, there is going to be a Rotorn with it. So defensive Roaches can still be built. But a pure Ling defense is not going to be possible. That is basically the main difference here. That is the big whoop, as the kid would call it. That is the big whoop. We have this Prism now on the way. I wonder what the plan is going to be with that Prism. So Rainer's actually... Ooh, he's droning up hard. What the hell? Oh, this is Drone City for Rainer, or... What is going on? He's gone up to 65? Woo! Look at him go, man. Absolute macro machine over here. Oh. Yeah. Like, surely it wasn't worth it to rebuild that Spore 4 times in front of the Void Ray. That is throwing money into a freaking pit. Love to see it happen, even at the high level. Get the 4 Templar plus the 2 Zealots. Spire. Spire. Not loving this, guys. We have a Spire plus Lynx now coming out. Not a single Roach quite yet. Adept in the middle of the... Wait, these guys are running home? Oh, they're going for a run by onto the 4th. Dude, that's an absolutely weird thing to do. I love it, though. Okay, Lynx are getting ready, but they're not ready for this. Oh, there's no Overlords because of the Void Ray. Look at this. Lots of space in the main base to warp in, and meow, meow, meow. Guess what he's gonna do? He's gonna warp in into the main base. Oi, 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 oi. Drones are evacuating at a high pace. The alarm goes off, and they're running to their shelters. Roaches now start blasting the Zealots. 1 Queen goes down. Roach is coming in from the back. I don't think we want another Zealot warp in, but I could be wrong. I don't think I am wrong. I think he's just going to pick up these double Archons at some point. 13 probes have died behind this. Link run by very effective. The 3 Zealot, Stalker plus Void Ray though, also very effective, managing to take out a base over here. That's a big deal. However, there's still a fort, and losing 14 workers, not entirely great, okay? Okay, Zealot was locked in there over there. Void Ray is now going to start hitting drones on this base. I love that. I really do love that. I think it's a good call. 7 more drones here for Raynor. Does he still have the Spire? Yeah, he still has the Spire, but it's not being used right now. Get 10 more drones for the Zerg. I think it's time to take gases 7 and 8 as well, if you ask me. And we see some serious hoarding of resources right now. Some serious hoarding of resources. It goes up to 84 drones. That's it. 83, 82. Because he's building extra extractors. And, ooh, here comes the Archon drop. Is it going to be capable of killing anything? Yes, kills a drone. Hey, not the end of the world here, right? The thing with Archon drop is it feels really nice to fly in with an Archon drop. If you lose it, you're down 600 gas all of a sudden. And also, if you're being attacked, you have to recall it or you're down like an absolute crap ton in defensive units. Ooh, we have the 8 Mutas popping out soon. I wonder if he's going to be capable of getting that Prism. I really do wonder. Oh, Raynor wants to hide it. Raynor really wants to hide what he's doing. We have a double Zealot thing as well over here. Roaches see the Prism. Prism sees the Roaches. What is Raynor's plan? I think he wanted to clear the Prism. But he's not going to get it right now. We're going to get a push out of MaxPax's on 130, 140 supply. +2 finishes up. Prism is over here. Archons are nearby. Lots of resources in those Mutas. And they haven't achieved anything yet, guys. Battery plus cannon. Cannon in the main. Cannon, battery. The problem here is so simple, is that there's really not that many good units right now. For Raynor, he has 0 Ravagers, he has 18 Roaches, and how many Links? 32 Links. Like, these Mutas are not fighters. They're not lovers either, but they're harassers, you know? Like a flock of Harvey Weinsteins flying into your natural right now. Uh-oh. Luckily you have a cannon that stops him. Battery is going to heal that cannon a little bit. At the same time, we have the main fight over here. Zealot run by onto the 5th. It's going to clear that. Most likely we'll continue on into the 3rd base as well. There's a couple of Roaches on hold position there already waiting to strike, as the Mutas are now clearing a lot of these probes. Stalker Warpin will need to help out. Not sure if that's going to be good enough though. Don't forget, these Roaches have no upgrades. No armor, no attack. This is a panic Roach. You know, he wasn't planning on building the Roach, but now it's here. It's like, oh no, I have Roaches. They have no upgrades. Luckily, they're pretty strong anyway against Zealots and Archons, but against Immortal Storm, they're not that great. Oracle flies through 2 spores. It's going to be the last of it. 2 more Archons being morphed. I'm kind of surprised by that. We get a couple more Zoning Storms. Immortal count isn't that high over here, by the way. Only at 3, which means that a high Roach count actually could do something over here. I feel like MaxPax's might want to actually go home. The problem with going home is that all of his probes have died. 4 Mutas are still alive, and a lot of probes have gone. They're not here anymore, not with us. Storms are going to continue kind of blanketing this Roach force. And over time, I mean, the Roaches they're taking a lot of damage, and these trades are kind of okay, but once the Storms run out, like this party, I feel like it's just kind of gonna end. Okay, here comes some Stalkers in the mix as well. It is 100 army supply right now against 98. Spores coming in. We have a Baneling run by heading into the 3rd base. Cool moves. But we're still with a +2 army against a 0-0 army over here. Here comes the Bane run by. Let's take a look. How fast is MaxPax's? Oh, look at the responses over here. That's real freaking quick. He pulled everything away. Also pulled stuff away against these Mutalisks. Still active here in between the bases as well. Can Raynor break this force? That is the only question that matters right now, as Abile's going to connect with 2 of the Stormers. We still have 3 Storms remaining. No, sorry, 4 Storms remaining. GG gets called and MaxPax's wins game number 3. Game number 4 will be played on Tokamak, which opened up with MaxPax's going for a complete no scout into an Adept plus Stalker. Fast Stargate as well, so bit of a different vibe here coming out of MaxPax's. See Raynor moving towards the bottom side with his Ovi. It's a high ground. Sometimes if you're on the high ground and there's something else on like the low ground, then you can't quite see it, but it's not at all the case over here. We have a 3rd pylon now coming down as well as the first Oracle gets popped. It's gonna send over to the Ovi. Steps just kind of hanging out, not really wanting to do anything. It's a okay map to shade into the main, by the way. Quite a bit of space away from the creep, so the queen can just, you know, show up and start punching you with its long arms. Jesus Christ, queens have long arms. Look at this. Popping in the darts as well. Hate to see it, man. Alright, this thing is not gonna die, but it's gonna take a bit of a beating here. Oracle's gonna show up as well. Third base is very quick over here. The second Oracle is on the way too. I'm very curious to see how MaxPax's is going to maneuver into a mid-game over here. Like, what are the plans for you, buddy? Oracle comes in from the side, but the... Ooh, actually, Spore isn't quite ready yet. He's not going to commit to it, though. Did not want to go for the big commit. Might have some serious commitment issues. Ooh, Forged Twilight at the same time. I can dig it. I kind of like it. I actually do kind of like it. His Overlord is taking a serious punch into the face as the Oracle takes out 3 drones over here. Pylon in some trouble as well. The Oracle plus Stalker is going to return back home right now. Let's see if we can get one more link. No, he can't. This Oracle stays alive, so that's all good news. We're going up to 7 gateways. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we call a serious... Oh, no, it's 7. What the hell? It's 8. It's going to be charge. Charge plus 1. Oh, wow. No extra gases here. That is cool to see. That is cool to see. Overlord is not here anymore for any scouting info. It's going to be... plus 1. It's not really a plus 1 rush. Is this even going to be for melee? It feels really late here, this Evo Chamber. This Evo Chamber post-hatchery. If this is melee, I'll be shocked. Whoa. You know what I am, guys? I'm shocked. I really am shocked. This is not normal behavior. What the hell? Okay, let's see what MaxPax's plan is going to be over here. Oh, no battery! No battery on the third base means these links are going to chew through all of these probes. Zealot now gets warped in, so he's pretty much just saying, hey, look at what I'm doing over here, buddy. Look at me, look at me. I'm building Zealots. He faked going across the map with the double Stalker Adept as well, but this was terrible. Minus 10 probes here. And I think Raynor pretty much knows that all he needs to do is not die. He can just start building roaches right now. He just needs to not die. Roaches are going to be the name of the game over here, my dear friends. Oh. Stalker's going to fall. Raynor is adding more drones, adding more gases, and more drones. 70 drones here, a 5th base as well. He's playing against someone that's pretty much doing a 2-base all-in, and Raynor's going up to 5. Zealots now start punching, and Raynor's like, uh-oh. That's not good, and that is most definitely not good. Can we get some spine crawlers over here, or what are we gonna do? Okay, he's gonna full wall the natural. This is not the cleanest wall I've seen in my life. He says, I can't even hold this right now. Oh, this is terrible. This is terrible. Zealot's gonna start punching right here. As this wall hasn't even completed. 3 Zealots behind this, though, aren't really fighting. First few roaches are now going to come out. Oracle in the mix, far forward. He wanted to use it to wall. Actually, he's going to be real helpful here against this Oracle, as it's going to shoot once. Zealots are continuing to chase these queens, as a bunch of drones have fallen already. But the roach count is continuing to grow as well. Some roaches over here are being smashed by the lots. As I think this is going to be a cleanup. What a crazy hold here out of Raynor. The situation for him should have been much better had he appropriately responded initially. But even without the appropriate response, I think his position in game right now is absolutely brilliant. He has 5 bases. Yes, his queen count is only at 1, which does suck. Don't get me wrong, it really does suck. But he has roaches. He can maneuver out of it. He can get out of here. He can go somewhere else. As this side base most likely is going to get smacked by a couple of these Zealots. I don't think these Zealots by themselves here on the left side are going to be enough, are they? Maybe with the help of an Oracle. I mean, there's only a single queen, so that is a serious worry, of course. This Zealot is going to get cleaned up as well. Okay, we're going to get some chasing, but yeah, it's not going to be good enough. Let's see what Raynor's plan will be. This time around, I wouldn't really mind seeing what we saw, I think it was in game 2 on ley lines, the roach all-in. I think it actually would be really cool to see a roach all-in here. Go up to 66 workers, plus 1, roach speed. Feels like it could be something. There's a lot of Zealots. Zealots are not great usually, but oh, he's gonna go for double Evo. Oh, he's gonna play Ravager Ling Bane, I think. Just a single Oracle out. I do believe that to be the plan here right now. Look how little Queens Rainer is adding into the mix. He says, hey, I have 5 hatcheries. I don't think I need that many injects. I don't have that many drones right now either, so I'll add the Queens a little bit later. He's going to need a Spore over here. So he adds 4 more Overlords into the mix. I wonder if he wants to drone up further. No, he's going to go for Roaches. So he's playing it safe, secure. Double Robo has the follow-up here right now for MaxPax's. Opened up with Chart Flock +1, losing 10 probes for free against like 12 or 13 links. Very, very bad look here. Very bad look. This is a bad look though for Rainer. MaxPax's is not going to commit to this base. That could have ended much worse here for the Italian Zerg player. Losing 7 drones for free, 6 drones for free. I mean, that most definitely would have sucked. Okay, Probe is going to get knocked out here by these links as well. We're going to have 2 more Immortals on the way. Centrifugal hooks is about 15% done as well. 73 drones to 66. As a 4th base starts for MaxPax's. I am shocked to see such a passive Rainer. Now, there are a couple of reasons as to why this might be the case. Why would someone be passive while they're ahead and have the possibility to kill someone? I think Rainer did not quite understand in what type of position he was. He probably thought that the game was more even or that he was, you know, maybe even a little bit behind. But in reality, I think his spot here was really good. Like, he's still up 50 supply. He's now going into Infestation Pit, probably Hive as well. He's still adding drones, and he's doing it in small steps. It's like, he's like, hey, I want to build a lot of units to be safe, then a bit of drones. A lot of units to be safe, and then a couple of drones. Well, ideally, obviously, you want to build as many drones as humanly possible, and then build the units, because it maximizes your income. So, yeah, I think Rainer just not entirely sure in his position here. That's going to cost him a little bit of cash. And also it's going to cost him potentially an opportunity to kill his opponent. MaxPax's is just sitting back, not doing a whole lot. We have a couple of groups of units maneuvering around the map. MaxPax's just adding more cannons, more pylons. And he's just hanging out, man. Doesn't want anything big to happen right now. So Banelings are being morphed right in front of his face as well. That's actually a pretty big thing. If I'm a Protoss player, and I am, and I see this, I'd be like, oh, what's going on over here, buddy? That seems weird as hell. What's kicking off there, boss? Fleet Beacon is going to get thrown down already. That is very fast. Because we don't really have anything that requires a Fleet Beacon quite yet. Let's take a look at how these unit splits are going to go. Okay, these zealots will die. This is Immortal Templar single Archon. Stasis coming in clutch here. Immortal's just dealing a lot of damage right now. Let me tell you, they're dealing a lot of damage. These units are good as hell. Absolutely good as hell. What else do we have over here? Okay, we have a bit of a Oracle situation. He's going to chase this army away. Could he maybe force field these units in? Not the greatest force fields. Actually, pretty freaking poor force fields. Rainer gets to escape. Ultra Cavern on the way. Ultra Cavern. Guys. And girls. Look at this. What is this? What is this? We have 7 Immortals. The Ultra is already being countered. This doesn't make any sense. I am not a fan of this whatsoever. I am not a fan of this whatsoever. What you're trying to do is already being owned. Ultras don't work like this. They're not a unit you can just build like a couple of. Like, there's a serious investment into Ultras. Chitinous plating, anabolic synthesis. You could build like 1 or 2 Ultras to try and clear cannon lines as like a counter attack, but I'm generally not a huge fan of that. If there is this many Immortals out already, specifically, because your ground army is just not going to be strong enough. I don't really know what I would want Rainer to do. Like, do I want him to go into Lurker straight away? Do I want to have him skip the Lurkers and play like Ravager, Lingbane, Corruptor? I don't quite, like, when I'm thinking about it, I don't know where I want him to move either, but I do feel like Ultras is not it. I don't like this. I really don't like this. Have this Ling Run by set up as MaxPax's expands over towards a 5th base, has an army on the left as well, and adds in a couple of carriers into the mix. 7 Overlord drop. Dude, Rainer's playing some weird StarCraft here. I love it though. I'm a big fan of these Overlord drops. Adrenal Glands is also done. We have 2 on upgrades on these guys, plus Adrenal. I mean, There's got to be something there, no? Carriers are out, so is the mothership. So that's also something. Okay, getting some storms. Salad Rumba is just gonna walk into this. Ooh, Overlords that won't get spotted. Like, it feels to me like Raynor has an army that wants to all in. He has like 28 Banes, 21 Roaches. Like, these are not late game units. Raynor is still functioning on an army that can be constructed on hatchery tech, right? Ling, Roach, Bane, Ravager, Queen. That's it. Nothing else. So, like, I don't understand how he's planning on killing an army that is highly sophisticated here. What do we have? We have 3 carriers, 7 Immortals, 4 Archons. Like, he's gonna get busted. He's gonna get his head split open over here. It's gonna be impossible for him to take a decent fight. Like, legit impossible. A couple of carriers now moving out as well. I think MaxPax is honestly playing this way too safe. It's kind of hurting his own chances here. So the carrier is gonna go back. This army is also being sent back. I think this army might just be enough. Single Archon. We have some Stormers in there. A bit of a Zealot Warp in too. Roach is now coming in from the side. A bunch of them got caught by a stasis. I think MaxPax smells an opportunity here. And I'm completely with him because Raynor still has no units. Raynor has Roaches and Lings. And he's building more Lings and more Banelings. And I mean, this army should just counter that. Like, there's no anti-air. How many queens does he have? Like 2? He has 5. There's 6 carriers with +1 against 5 queens. That is the only anti-air. Double Spire now coming out. Can we get some storms? Yes, we can. It's going to storm this entire force. Time Warp helping out as well. And MaxPax blasts his opponent here. The ground force has largely disappeared. Oh, we get an aggressive recall into the mix. 5th base has died. But these Roaches, I mean, they're useless. They're dead supply right now. Raynor is rebuilding more Links. He's adding in some Ultras. But GG gets called as MaxPax wins this grand finals against Raynor, the Wardy June Open.